Today we're making hot cross buns. Hi everyone, welcome to Black Cat Kitchen. I hope you're doing well. Today we're making hot cross buns. These sweet, fluffy buns are typically served around springtime. There's an old legend that says if you hang a hot cross bun in your kitchen, every loaf of bread that you make in that year will come out perfectly. So how can you not make this recipe? Here are the ingredients you'll need. Measurements are listed in the description below. Into our saucepan goes 300 milliliters of whole milk, and we're going to bring that to a boil. Once your milk has started to boil, take it off the heat and add 50 grams of butter. Once your butter is melted, pour your mix into a heat-proof jug or bowl. It cools a little bit faster than leaving it in the pan. You want this to cool to body temperature. Any hotter and it might kill your yeast. Into our mixer goes 500 grams of bread flour and 75 grams of caster sugar. Give that a quick stir. And then we'll add in 1 teaspoon of salt on one side and 7 grams of yeast on the other side. We don't want the salt and yeast to come together at this point. Once your milk mixture is at body temperature, give your flour mixture a bit of a stir to combine that yeast. Into the center of your flour mix, add your milk with your butter and 1 egg that you've already beaten. We're going to mix this until it comes into a dough. When the dry and wet ingredients have come together, you'll still have a really shaggy looking dough. It will be quite sticky at this point. Here we need to knead it for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can do this in your machine or by hand. Once your dough is nice and smooth, it'll still be a tiny bit sticky, and that's okay. We're going to put it into a well-oiled bowl and let it rise for 1 hour. I use just a neutral oil and just coat the bowl so that it provides a little bit of hydration to the dough and it doesn't make it stick. And I like to just rub a little bit of that oil on the top, pop your dough in, and once that's doubled in size, it's ready for the next stage. After an hour, your dough should have doubled in size, and it will leave a nice indentation when you pop your finger in it. For our fillings, we're using 100 grams of sultanas and 1 apple that's been finely chopped. If you're not confident with your knife skills and you don't feel like chopping your apple, you can certainly grate it. Just make sure to take the skin off first. Knock that air out of your dough. Really press it down. This dough is so soft and silky, it's gorgeous. On this, we're going to sprinkle 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. You can use cinnamon here, and actually cinnamon is more traditional. I just love the flavor of mixed spice. Sprinkle on your sultanas and your chopped apple. And we're just going to spread that out and mix it all in. I'm going to give it quite a few folds to allow all of the sultanas and apples to incorporate in the dough. Just give it a few kneads until you can feel those ingredients starting to combine into the dough. Once your dough looks like this, we're going to let it prove for another hour. So back into our oiled bowl. If you don't have enough oil left in the bottom of the bowl to coat the top and the bottom, add a little bit more just so that it doesn't dry out. And cover it up and we'll come back in an hour. Our dough has risen beautifully. It just feels so decadent. I'm going to lightly flour my surface. Cut into 75 gram segments. You'll need some scales for this. If not, you can cut them into 15 fairly even sized pieces. I like to give this a little squish down, bring up all of the edges to form my little bun. Flip it over, and under your hand, just create a little curved area and turn the ball until it starts to come together into one cohesive piece. That's what your top should look like. Your bun should be very cohesive on the bottom. No cracks or splits. You'll want to arrange them on your tray with a little bit of space between each bun. This allows them to rise up and prove a little bit more. It's okay when they finish proving that they're touching. That's what we're looking for here. These need to prove for 1 more hour. With 30 minutes left on this prove, it's time to preheat our oven. I've got my oven set to 200 degrees Celsius fan, which is 400 degrees Fahrenheit fan. But if you haven't got a fan oven, make sure you set it to 220 degrees Celsius or 425 degrees Fahrenheit. It's now time to make our paste for the decorations, the classic cross on the top of the bun. Into our bowl goes 75 grams of plain flour. And to this, we're going to add water 1 tablespoon at a time, up to 5 tablespoons until it's a nice thick paste. So this is the consistency you want, quite thick, so that it will hold its shape when you pipe it onto your bun. We're going to put this mixture into our piping bag so we can pipe nice clean lines. Now that these have proved, we'll pipe the cross on the top. The easiest way to do this is not to do them individually, but straight rows all the way across each row and down each column. And now into our preheated oven for 20 minutes or till they're nicely golden. The key to making these buns nice and glossy on top is apricot jam. I've got 3 tablespoons here and I'm just going to pop it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to loosen it up. Apricot jam is a pastry chef's secret. If you ever walk past a bakery and you wonder how they get that amazing glossiness on top of their fruit tarts, this is it. If you want to be extra chefy, you can sieve your jam through a fine mesh sieve to just get all those little bits out. Gorgeous golden brown. While they're still hot, brush your apricot glaze over the tops. It's so light and fluffy, and the butter from the dough and then on top really just makes it so rich. You've got the nice texture from the raisin, the sultana in there, and you get just a hint of moisture and tartness from that little bit of apple. Absolutely stunning and tastes just like springtime. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you down in the comments. Bye for now.